Looky here, folks. Look what we've got. Helga's not too clever at the moment. She's coughing and spluttering a wee bit, stalling on idle. So she's gone back to Cooper's for a little checkup, and they give me this. The brand new BMW F850 GS Adventure. I'm loving the rally paint scheme. Now, I'm on my way into work tonight, so this is going to be a bit of a first ride, and I will stop tomorrow morning in the sun and we'll get some proper good shots of her. So stay tuned to the end of the vid if you want to see the footage of the actual bike, but I would rather if you stayed. First thing you notice is the width of the thing. Look at the size of that. I think it's a 25 litre tank, I think. I'll put it on the screen, wherever it is, now. So, what's the engine sound like? A little bit gutless compared to the 1200 when you first start it up. It's got a nice little growl though. This is a stock can. Right, so we're just going to head into town, and this will be a first ride. She's got some nice punch on her, quite a bit of grunt there. Definitely not as much oomph as the 1200 or 1250, but that's understandable, it's a smaller engine. But by no means a slouch. Brakes feel good. I don't even know what the brakes are. Again, I'll put them up on the screen now. Where are you going? Changes direction, lovely. The flip-flop there off the roundabout. Oh, this is an average. Slow down smart. Now, I hope the sound's okay. There's quite a bit of buffeting because of that tiny little pathetic screen. I can feel a lot of wind around the helmet. You can just adjust it by this lever. Literally, that's it. Don't blame me, I thought that was it down. That was it up. So that's it down. We're sat at 50 miles an hour. That seems okay. Actually feels noisier with the screen in the up position. How does that work? Yeah, it feels smoother air when it's down. Okay, fair enough. Well, the ride itself, it's weird. The front feels very spongy, very soft, and the back feels quite hard. I've got it in dynamic engine mode. I've got it in dynamic suspension setting, exactly how I normally ride the bigger GS's, but because this doesn't have the telelever suspension, the front dips all the time. I don't like that. The standard 850 did exactly the same. I don't know, I've been spoilt now I think with the telelever. I don't like that sort of spongy feeling at the front, but this does feel very soft in the front. May just be that, you know, I'm 20 odd stone, so it might just have to be firmed up for me. Other people might find this okay. Switchgear setup, exactly like every other BMW GS out there. You know, you've got your engine modes, your heated grips, everything like that. The ignition's all over on the right. And over on the left here we've got cruise control, we've got suspension settings, ABS settings, traction control. We've got the menu functions for cycling through the different things on the LCD dash. Or alternatively you can switch it through and you can control the sat nav, which again is either your nav 5 or your nav 6, whatever one that you use normally. That works in here seamlessly. You've got the BMW control wheel on the left there, indicators, horn, fogs, etc, etc, etc. Same setup, nice and familiar, but again it's not backlit. Come on BMW, why aren't they backlit? These are supposed to be GS Adventure type of machines where you can go any place, anytime, anywhere, but at night time you can't see any of these switches. Triumph backlight them, I think even KTM backlight them, so come on, please BMW, for us, and just make that one little addition. So what else about this bike? Screen, useless, you need to change that. Now it's got lots of little fins and air deflectors around the front there. Do they work? I feel a bit more buffeting and noise than I normally do. on Helga, but it's not unbearable by any stretch. So we're just going to get out this 50-mile-an-hour stretch in a second, turning this into a smart motorway. Oh good, so it's a 50 just now. Right, we're just coming into the Nationals, 6-gear roll-on, currently at 50 miles an hour. Go! There, non-event, 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 starting to pull now. Right, we're just up to silly speed, nothing fantastic to be honest with you. It will pull, but definitely you'd need to change down to 5th, I think, to get more sporty performance. Feels really windy. Let me try and put this screen up. Yeah, now there feels, it's noisier, but there feels less wind turbulence. Well, hopefully you can hear me a bit better, but it's really quite noisy in my lid. We're currently sat with traffic on the motorway, that sort of speed. Mirrors, tiny little vibration on them actually. Same mirrors as you get on the GS. Really quite good. As I said, I'm 6'3", 20 odd stone. I can see right by me in these. Good vision behind. It's quite a comfortable ride actually. Nothing comes close to the comfort you get from that big K1600 GT I took out. If you've not seen that vid, have a look here. It really is quite noisy in my lid. I hope you can hear me okay. Well, that's the motorway stretch done. Hopefully be able to hear me a bit better now. Pretty windy at motorway speeds. That's me down to around 50 miles an hour, 6 gear. Sits quite comfortably at 3,000 revs. Doesn't feel laboured at all. Not much push there. I'll go down to 5th. Not much pull there. This is 4th gear, 50 miles an hour, 4,000 revs. Much more pull, much more pull. 3rd gear, 50 miles an hour, just over 5,000 revs. Loads of pull. Right, so 3rd and 4th are your play gears, around the 50 mile an hour mark. God, it feels cold today. It was snowing this morning. Early hours of this morning, there's snowflakes coming down. Thankfully nothing lay, but currently 8 degrees. It was down to about 6 degrees earlier today. The dash, by the way, exactly the same as the bigger model on the 1200, 1250. All the same info available there. Nice and easy to read. Probably the best one on the market, I would say, in my opinion anyway. Although Lamb Shop's GSX-R1000, that dash looks beautiful. Still trying to get a shot of that new one. Not really getting anywhere with Suzuki at the moment. We have made some contact, but nothing forthcoming just now. I will see if my good friends at Hazelmere Motorcycles, see if Mark would be able to let me have a shot of the GSX-R1000R. Please, Mark, please. The good boys down there at Hazelmere, by the way, folks. I'm a stickler for customer service. I've tried lots and lots and lots of different dealerships, but if I was ever to leave the BMW fold, I would certainly be getting my Suzukis or Yamahas from Hazelmere. Check them out, Hazelmere Motorcycles. They're on Facebook, etc. And that is a completely off-the-cuff plug. No money exchange hands there. Sadly, no money exchanges hands anywhere, but never mind. Now, just like its bigger brother and sister, the 850 GS and GS Adventure, it comes standard with Quickshifter and blipper. Now on the GS models, they are a little bit agricultural, if you're used to things like the sports bike ones. But they do the job. So we're working our way into London now. It's not an instant pull, but progressive, and it does the job. Brakes. Yeah, brakes feel okay. ABS feels good. There's no grabby sensation. The front really dives though. Do not like that. I suppose just getting used to traditional front suspension. It's getting light again, isn't it? 6 o'clock in the evening and there's still daylight. The Quickshifter's not bad at all actually. Wasn't caning it there, but it didn't feel too lurchy at all. Not bad. All those of you that have been watching and giving a thumbs up, sharing, leaving comments, etc. on the recent Picos vids, the ones with Amish doing a bit of off-road on his Triumph Thruxton. I'm glad you enjoyed it, folks. Thank you very much for all the likes and comments there. Apologies about the music and the volume. Still having issues with the volume levels, with the levels on the sound and music. For some reason I thought I'd cracked it. Been reducing the output decibel level of the music. I even dropped it by 9 decibels on the last one, and some people still said it was too loud. So you either have bat-like hearing or something's happening, because on my system it sounds fine, and I have even listened to it with headphones on. Where are you going? What are you doing? A little bit laboured takeoff. I mean, that was just over 30 miles an hour in third gear, and it felt a bit laboured. We'll have to drop it to second. I've still got one more series of the Picos vids to do from last year on another trip, but that one had my mate Kit Kat Stag Do incorporated into it, so that'll take some editing. And I've got, coming up soon, middle of May, I am off to the Canaries with the Canary Motorcycle Company, who very kindly invited me over there on one of their tours, so I'm looking forward to that. Should be able to get some spectacular footage. And on top of that, I've got some more vids coming. A lot of people asking about my vlogging helmet cam setup, the various different cameras I use, how I mount them on the helmet, on the bike, everything like that. And then there's been some editing questions as well with regards to how do you sync up audio and how I do my edit. So, fair few videos to come. Oh, been a bit of a smack up ahead. There's a bad junction, that one. Oh, it's got a lovely pickup in first and second. And it's got a real throaty roar to it as well. I've not noticed that before. Oh yeah, nice. Now when I did the review of the standard 850, the plain 850 GS, a lot of people were saying that it's probably better off-road than the big 1200 or 1250 GS for them. But for me, I actually find this harder to move around off the bike than I do the big 1200. And for me, it's mainly because with the big 1200, with the big pots that you have there, all the weight of the engine, everything is right down low by your feet, and it just makes the bike incredibly stable and easy to move around. This is a bit more of a traditional engine, and it's a bit more top heavy. This one takes a little bit more effort for me to move it around. Still not particularly difficult, but it's certainly harder than the 1200 for me. Got a great steering lock on it, just like its bigger brethren, so there are no maneuverability issues with this at all. Lewis Nam. Does feel like it wants to go. Sneak up here. Second gear, plenty of pull, and a lovely roar as well. Come on people, what's wrong with bikers in London? Hardly any of you nod anymore. I know I'm on a GS, but come on. Oh, stink of weed. So we're deep into South London now. We're heading right into the heart of London. Saturday night, so traffic shouldn't be horrendous. We'll still be fairly busy though. Not sure how long I've got this. We're hoping to have a look at Helga on Monday. So hopefully it'll be a quick fix, but we shall see. The fueling at low speed, sort of below 15 miles an hour, feels quite lumpy, quite lurchy. Where are you going, mate? Pick a lane. Oh, it's got a lovely little roar. Sounds like a blooming muscle car. Old Kent Road. My old stomping ground when I was on Borough. Look at that for traffic. That's worse than rush hour. But thankfully, the bus lane's in operation. Hey. Now why is Sadiq Khan, the mayor, why is he considering charging bikes a congestion charge? What congestion are we causing? None. The man's an idiot. Buses, however, look at the congestion they cause. Where were we before we were so rudely interrupted? The battery ran out on the Hero 7. That's one of the big drawbacks. I think the footage is fantastic, the stabilisation is superb, but the battery life on the GoPros is pretty feeble. An hour on a good day, cold temperatures as little as sort of half hour, 40 minutes. And they don't keep a charge, so if you charge them up, give it a couple of days, and they'll have lost charge. But I'll cover all that in a review vid I will be doing. So anyway, the BMW F850 GSA. What am I thinking? This is not a bad bike at all. It really isn't. It's got some poke and grunt there. Even with a stock can, it sounds quite good. Suspension's very soft. Not a fan of that. It really does dive in the front. And because the back is quite hard, you sort of do this motion quite a lot. I don't like that. Brakes feel good, ABS feels really good. Doesn't interrupt, traction control doesn't interrupt. Like I said, I took this out for a proper spank earlier on with the boys, and they're all on much bigger bikes. 1200 GS, 2 Honda Africa twins, Yamaha MT10. This held its own, did alright. So what I think I'm going to do now, folks, is I'm heading home. By the time I get home, the sun should be up nice and bright. I'll pull over and let's take a look at this little girl. Oh, that sounds pervy, didn't mean it to. What is going on? It's snowing. It was actually snowing for a bit there. It's gone up to 1 degree. Oh, awesome. But we've got some sunshine up ahead. What is going on? That's my initial ride review of the BMW F850 GSA. It's a good bike. It really is a good bike. In any normal circumstances, yeah, cracking bike. However, I just think if you're in the market for a bike like this, why would you not go for the 1200 or the 1250? The 1200, 1250, it's easier to move around, which is weird because you know, it's a bit of a bigger bike, but it's actually easier to move around. To me, it feels more of a stable bike, much easier to ride, as in the 1200, 1250 compared to the 850. The suspension's better on the bigger bike, the power, the delivery, just the usability I think is far better on the bigger bike. This is by no means a bad bike, but just when it's older brother or sister is what it is, why would you not go for that one? Right folks, that's us done. Thank you very much for all your continued support. It really does mean the world. For all you patrons out there, thank you so much for all your ongoing support. Loads coming this year on the channel, and it's all beginning to start now. So get out there folks, make the most of it, and live your life.